look at me now and think I've got it all figured out. You see strength. You see calm. You see someone who walks like they've conquered every demon. But the truth is, you don't see the war behind the walk. You don't see what it took to become this version of me. What you see now is the armor. But let me tell you about the scars beneath it. Because I wasn't born strong. I was made. Every scar on me, physical or not, is a chapter. Some of them you can see. Most you can't. But they're all there. Etched into my skin. Burned into my memory. Threaded through my soul like stitches after a wound. Each one has a name. Each one has a voice. And if you were quiet enough, you'd hear them whisper, "We didn't break. We became." There's a scar for every time I was told I wasn't enough. For every door that slammed in my face. For every time I sat in silence while the world moved on without me. There's a scar for every fake friend. Every betrayal wrapped in a smile. Every time I trusted too quickly and bled for it. There's a scar for every time I stayed when I should have left. And one for every time I left too late. I used to hate my scars. I covered them, buried them, pretended they didn't exist. I thought they were weakness, proof of failure, reminders of pain I didn't ask for. But over time, and not without struggle, I realized something. The scars were the proof that I survived, that I endured, that I kept going, even when every part of me wanted to give up. You see, healing doesn't mean forgetting, doesn't mean erasing the past, or pretending like it didn't hurt. Healing means wearing the scars like medals, not because you want to show off the pain, but because they remind you who you are. They remind you of the nights you didn't think you'd make it, of the battles you fought alone, of the tears that no one saw, and the strength you found in the silence. I didn't wake up one day as this person. I had to build this version of me, from rock bottom, from ashes, from fragments of a self that once thought it was beyond repair. And it wasn't easy. It was nights of no sleep. It was days where I couldn't breathe. It was staring at the mirror wondering if anything would ever change. But little by little, piece by piece, step by step, I rose. And every time I got knocked down, I stood a little taller the next time. Not because I wasn't hurting, but because I refused to stay broken. Pain changed me. Yes, it did. But not into something weaker. Not into someone bitter. Pain turned me into someone who sees clearer, who loves deeper, who walks into fire without flinching. It made me unshakable, because I've already survived what should have destroyed me. So now, when the storms come, I don't run. I welcome the thunder. I face the wind. I dare the darkness to try again. Because it's not that I think I'm invincible. It's that I've already been broken. And I rebuilt myself. Stronger, wiser, harder to kill, even on my worst day. And these scars, they are not open wounds. They are closed chapters. But they live on in me. Not to haunt me, but to remind me. To remind me that the pain didn't win. I did. You want to know what real strength looks like? It's not loud. It's not always fearless. It's not someone who never cries. Real strength is getting up when you've got nothing left. It's forgiving yourself for falling. It's carrying pain with grace. Real strength is choosing not to let the darkness define you, but letting it shape you. refine you, harden you where you needed it, and soften you where you didn't. I don't need to prove anything to anyone anymore, because I know what I've walked through. I know what it cost, and I know how many versions of me died along the way. So this one could live. I am not fearless, but I move anyway. I'm not perfect, but I heal anyway. And I don't forget the past. I just don't let it hold me hostage. So if you see someone like me, someone quiet, focused, unshaken, don't assume life was kind to them. Assume they endured. Assume they survived. Assume they fought wars you'll never see. And learn to rise without applause. Let this be known. I am not here because it was easy. I am here because I refused to give up. And every scar on my body, every scar on my soul, it isn't a weakness. It's my armor. And I wear it with pride. Because I earned every one of them.